111-77 run with the complimentary plays over the past 96 days after cashing in with 5 out of 7 last week. Easily hitting last night with Houston in a 42-7 road rout of Tulane. And I've got 4 free selections coming your way for this busy Saturday card. Hard to believe this is the 7th college football Saturday of the season. Where does it go so quickly? Anyway, I'm going to take a look at the games between Temple and Central Florida, Miami of Florida, Virginia Tech, Washington State, and Oregon State, plus Texas Tech and Kansas. They're coming up in just a moment. Quick props going out, though. First of all, to 2 guys. First of all, Anthony Redd, last night, cashing in with his biggest college football play of the season, his 100-dime college dog of the year, Utah State, the 8.5-point home dog, winning outright last night with ease against Boise State. Also, props going out to Steve Buden's Cali Cartel as they cashed in for the 2nd straight night with another 50-dime release. Of course, 2 nights ago it was Stanford. You got it at a huge discount. And last night it was Houston, another hugely discounted play. This, of course, being Saturday, you know the drill, guys. Each and every Saturday over the past 4 years, I've given you a money-saving discount coupon code that potentially save you hundreds of dollars off your total purchase price, and today is no different. You can save 23% off your total purchase price by using coupon code, are you ready? 23%. That's 23PERCENT. Spell it after me. 23PERCENT. No space between the number or the word. And what that does, guys, it's a mix and match coupon, which means you get a combination, a total of 23% off of any combination of picks and or packages from any handicapper that you happen to put in your shopping cart. The only stipulation, it's a one-time usage coupon, which means you can't come in and buy Brad Wilton's latest major wager release and then 3 hours later come in and get Steve Buden's Cali Cartel 3rd straight 50-dime winner in as many days. Everything in your shopping cart at one time to maximize your savings. I do this coupon every single Saturday for one reason. About 80% of you out there are long-term package players with at least one handicapper. So this allows you to know that you can always maximize your discounts each and every Saturday. Remember, if you happen to be in the midst of a long-term package already with a handicapper and you want to extend it forward, adding more days, take advantage of the coupon. You might have some instant rebates that are applicable as well. Contact customer service should you have any questions. Well, you know, it's been 3.5 weeks. I've been starting almost every video report the same exact way. And why change today? Brad Wilton is absolutely the hottest handicapper here at this site. And today he's at it once more. This is a guy who over the past 23 days has made $10 bettors over $22,170 to be specific. That's over the past 23 days. Over the past 100 days, those same $10 bettors have won over $33,000. Today, 2nd ever 250-dime college football release of his career. And he says, let me just double check. I just want to get you exactly what he says, and there's a reason for this. He says his side wins by 24 points. And the reason I want to bring this up is that the only other time that he had a 250-dime college football release was last Saturday. He said he had a 3 TD blowout, and then he delivered with Ohio University, a 16.5-point favorite at home, beating Miami of Ohio 34-3. You got that play for half price. You got his first ever NFL 250-dime play of his career, a career that stretches back to right before the start or right before the 2014 Super Bowl when he joined the site here, 2013 Super Bowl. He cashed last Sunday with a 250-dime play with the Browns outright at Baltimore. Today, 2nd ever 250-dime college football play. Again, you get it for half price by using coupon code 250 dimes. That's 250 DIMES. 250 DIMES from Brad Wilton. The other hot handicapper here when it comes to major releases, Chris Jordan. Normally a 1,000-star play is his top-rated play. Today, 2,000-star double your wager winner number 4 in a row this season. He's had 3 of them. 1 in college football, 2 in the NFL. All 3 of them have won. You've gotten them all at over half price off, and those 3 games have won by a combined 70-3 score. 70-3. That's how decisive these plays have been. Today, Big Ten Game of the Year, Nebraska and Minnesota kicks off at 3:30 Eastern Time. You save $60 by using coupon code CHRIS. His first name, CHRIS. Keep in mind, with 1,000 star plays or higher, 1,000 start plays or higher, his major wager releases, $1 bettors going back to 2006 in all sports have won $97,000 with these releases. They've won $6,000 already this year. His first 2,000 W wager played this season was Northwestern 27-0 over Minnesota 2 Saturdays ago. Second one goes today, Nebraska at Minnesota. You get it half price as W wager winner by using coupon code CHRIS. All your other discounts and coupons, etc., can be found over the homepage. Let's get to your complimentary plays. I'll try to run these in reverse chronological order for you. My Temple Owls. My Temple Owls are a 21.5-point favorite tonight at home against Central Florida. This Central Florida team, so much expected of it and absolutely nothing delivered. They have failed to win and failed to cover any of their games this season. They were humiliated at home 40-13 by Connecticut in their last outing. Now, Connecticut, 40 points. I think the Huskies only scored 40 points in their first 5 games this season. Of course, I'm embellishing, but that's how bad it has become for Central Florida. The Knights were outgained on their home field 433-315. This is not a vintage George O'Leary squad. In the game prior to that, Central Florida lost at Tulane 45-31. The same Tulane team that lost at home last night 42-7 to Houston. The same Tulane team that lost last week at Temple 49-10. The same Tulane team that was lucky to be down halftime only 21-10 because the Owls fumbled the ball 5 times in the first half, and they still won the game 39-point margin. So I'm going to go once again here with the Temple Owls. And why not? They also have a little added motivation. Yes, they have big games coming up with East Carolina and Notre Dame. Matter of fact, I think the East Carolina game is going to be on a short week. It's going to be next Thursday on the road. But the thing is here, the motivation comes from the fact that they were crushed in Orlando last year, 34-14. They were outgained 466-182 in that contest. Central Florida, dating back to last season, the Knights have failed to cover 7 straight games. I say let's make it 8 in a row tonight and go with the Temple Owls in this contest. How about Washington State? Did anybody notice that Washington State went to Oregon and won last week? It wasn't a pretty game, but hey, you beat them in Eugene. Even though the Ducks had already been hammered by Utah this season, you beat them in Eugene. What the hell? You got to have a feather in Mike Leach's cap. After all, this is a Cougars team that opened the season as a 31-point favorite against Portland State and lost the damn game outright, okay? So they're coming off that 45-38 double overtime win at Oregon. Beavers coming off a 44-7 loss to Arizona. That is an Arizona team that was crushed. Its defense was just humiliated in its previous 2 games by UCLA and Stanford. And yet, Arizona outgained Oregon State 644-249. Now, granted, the Wildcats had their starting quarterback Solomon back in that game. But still, the Oregon State offense could do nothing against a porous, and that's being fair, porous Rich Rod Arizona defense. Oregon State 2-12 against the spread in its last 14 games. 5 consecutive point spread losses as a road dog, just 2-9 against the spread in its last 11 games. If ever there was a chance or an opportunity for Mike Leach's team to really put on a good show, I say it's tonight in their 3rd home game of the season, and that's why I'm willing to lay the 7 points in that contest. Another big number game here today I'm taking a look at is going to be the early game between Texas Tech and Iowa State. Now, Texas Tech is a 32.5-point favorite in this game, but why not? I mean, seriously, why not? I'm sorry, against Kansas. Excuse me, Kansas. Texas Tech is coming off a 66-31 home win against Iowa State. Here's the thing with Kansas. Before the college football season started, I had done a video report where I had talked about teams that I think that you had to focus on as go-against teams all season long. And I brought up the fact that I happened to read the day prior a USA Today article from one of their college football writers that said Kansas, the attrition in terms of the number of scholarship players that they had, that there were some Division I AA teams that had more scholarship players and more experience than Kansas did. And I thought, well, this is a great team to go against because it's a perennial rebuilding program. It sucked for years. And so far, it's turned out exactly to be that way this season because they've only covered 1 game. Hell, they were a 46-point underdog last week at home against Baylor, and they lost 66-7. They were down 52-7.5 before Art Briles' Bears pulled the first stringers. That's how bad it was. They also lost at home 55-23 to Memphis. They lost at Iowa State 38-13. So remember, They lost at Iowa State 38-13. That's the same Iowa State team that Texas Tech drilled last week in Lubbock 66-31. Kansas down to its fourth-string quarterback. I have no problem with laying the points with Texas Tech because I think Cliff can't even say Cliff Kingsbury. Boy, it's a tough morning so far. I think Texas Tech is just going to crush them, and that's the bottom line. Your final free selection is going to be Miami of Florida at home today against Virginia Tech. You know, Al Golden back on that hot seat. Temporarily got off it by jumping out to the big lead against Nebraska, watching the lead evaporate, and then rallying to win the game in overtime. But then you lose at Cincinnati, and then you come off a 29-24 loss at Florida State that wasn't nearly as close as the final score indicated. Yes, they took a 1-point lead there in the fourth quarter, 24-23. But listen, their defense was shredded for 539 yards. They're 2-8 against the spread. Their last 10 is a single-digit favorite. But they've done great in this series. They won 30-6 in Blacksburg last season. You know, you look at the Hokies. Yes, I got their quarterback Brewer back. They're coming off a 28-13 home win against NC State to snap a 2-game losing streak. But I think you're getting tremendous value here in this particular spot. Miami, Florida is the better team. They have more offensive firepower for what it's worth. Defensively, they're not as good as Virginia Tech, but you got Virginia Tech on the road, and I think that's a go-against situation. So I'll take advantage of the public price move downward because of the 2 consecutive losses by the Hurricanes, and I'll lay it with Miami of Florida. Along with the other complimentary plays, Temple, along with Texas Tech as the monster favorite, and Washington State. That'll do it today, guys. Best of luck to you all, and we do this one more time on Sunday.